Well, that didn't take long. The Detroit Lions decide to add to their pass rushing help after the loss of Aiden Hutchinson. We have some breaking news coming out of Detroit, and that is, according to Jeremy Fowler, the Detroit Lions plan to sign defensive end Isaiah Thomas, not Pistons Isaiah Thomas, defensive end Isaiah Thomas off the Bengals practice squad per source. Former Browns draft pick gives Detroit some much-needed edge rushing help. Well, Brad Holmes went and got a Bengal, but not the one I was expecting or hoping for. But it's kind of ironic that I was actually just going to make a video about how I don't think the Detroit Lions are going to do anything at the trade deadline. And if they do, it's going to be a move that is just going to add to what we already have. We're not going to try to replace Aiden Hutchinson with the Myles Garrett, with a Trey Hendrickson, with a Khalil Mack, with a Max Crosby. It's not going to happen. Like, I can make all the videos I want. I come to the conclusion this morning that we are not going to sign any of those guys. First, their team has to be able to be willing to part with them. But based off what Brad has done in the past, he is not going to sign any of those guys. Now, you might see more videos because I'm in the business of making videos, but I don't think that it's going to happen. And I will make that very clear in my videos. So, with a poaching off the practice squad, that means that he is immediately going to be elevated to the 53-man roster. As a matter of fact, let me just put this out there right now. Kyle Peko has been, he's going to be out for the season. He had a torn pectoral muscle. I'm telling you, the pectoral muscles are running rampant from C.J. Gardner-Johnson last year to partially torn from Frank Ragnow, and now completely gone is Kyle Peko. So that is going to create, with the loss of Aiden Hutchinson, 2 additional roster spots to the one we already had. So now our roster before this signing was at 50. Now it's at 51. Again, this guy has to be brought up to the active. If you take somebody off a practice squad, they have to go to your 53-man roster. So that tells me right there that at least for the time being, that the Detroit Lions have no plans. And Dan Campbell made that very clear yesterday. And I think I've accepted that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've accepted that. I want to win. We didn't do anything in free agency worth 2 cents. We lost our best pass rusher, the best pass rusher in the league. What am I going to do? I'm not going to, I've been talking about a pass rusher for literally as long as I've been on YouTube. I'm quite frankly, I'm over it, right? So the Detroit Lions are going to have to do something if we want to go all the way. Maybe this guy is the answer. I mean, at this point, I know it seems like hyperbole, but I am to the point where I'm over it. I'm over it. We're either going to win or we're not. It is what it is. You know, this gets old after a while. All right, so a little bit more about Isaiah Thomas. Dude is 6'5", 270 pounds. Now, what I can say about him is he's on an NFL roster, right? You guys were talking about Matthew Betts and how he wasn't good enough for the NFL. Well, this guy apparently is, because he is on the practice squad. And I know it might seem like it's sarcasm in my voice. It is not. I'm over it. That's it. We need to win, and there's nothing else. I don't control the team. I'm just a dude sitting in the basement, so I'm not going to let this take over my life. All right, so he was drafted. He's 25 years old, so there's a plus. Drafted in the 7th round in 2022 to the Cleveland Browns, and he is in his 2nd season. So he did not obviously make their roster back in 2022. Here are his stats thus far. His game log. No stats. I got to go back to because he hasn't played this season. He did play in 10 games in 2022. So he did apparently, I don't know if he made their practice squad or their 53-man roster back in 2022, but he did play. So he hasn't played in a year. He didn't play all last year. Last time he played in an actual game was in 2022. He played 10 games. He had 9 total tackles, 4 solo, and 1 sack out of that, and a fumble recovery. So again, these are the type of moves that the Detroit Lions make. I'm gonna be real with you, man. And this is not sarcasm, hyperbole, anything. I'm actually very surprised we took Aiden Hutchinson. I'm gonna be real, because this is what we do. But again, it is what it is. It is what it is. We have to win. We're gonna win with what we have. Dan Campbell's confident. Brad Holmes is confident. I'm like I said, man, I'm quite frankly over it. We still got 4-1. Lions got 12 games left. We got the playoffs. It is what it is, man. All right, so let's take a look at his NFL. This is from NFL Draft Buzz, and this was his scouting report summary. It says, Isaiah Thomas is a solid player without any elite traits. He has decent, although not special athletic ability. Some good pass rush moves, but only average strengths at the point of attack, and is good in pursuit and run defense. However, and that's something that we lost with the loss of Aiden Hutchinson, because Aiden is a run, he's a run guy as well. He, however, has off the field issues, which may make, I'm reading this on a super small screen, which may make some teams, okay, sorry about this, guys. Some teams remove him from their draft boards altogether. So that could be why he failed. So that's surprising. It says it's unlikely that Thomas will be picked any higher than the 5th round, and more than likely he'll end up being picked in the 6th round of the 2023 22 NFL draft, and he was actually taken in the 7th round. So I'm actually very surprised by this. A guy who had off the field issues. This is something that the Detroit Lions usually don't do, but desperate times call for desperate measures, and whatever it is, maybe obviously it was enough to make him pick in the 7th round. They had this dude picked in the 5th round, and he fell all the way to the 7th. So again, Isaiah Thomas, obviously the Lions saw nothing in his character or anything like that. You know, I will say this, and this is me being real, right? We talked about, a lot of you guys wanted Jalen Carter in 2022, right? I knew we weren't going to sign him 2023, because Aiden was 2022. Too much going on with Jalen Carter. I knew we weren't going to sign him. And then we wind up taking Hutch the year before. And I'm actually surprised by this, because we talk about character. We talk about a fit for the team. We talk about those things. And the fact that we go get a guy who, before he came in the NFL, had, quote, off the field issues, according to NFL Draft Buzz. This is a bit surprising for me. So does it mean that we're starting to think outside the box, or does it mean that, I don't know what it means. Are we turning the corner? Are we trying something new? I don't know. But again, this for me, y'all, it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna watch this team. I'm going to watch this team every single year. My breaking point was Matt Patricia, and it broke me. But firing him brought me back, and I was good to go after that. So I'm good. I'm going to be here regardless, win or lose. I'm going to complain. I'm not going to complain, whatever. I'm just tired. I'm tired. Yes, we're 4-1. Yes, we stomped the Dallas Cowboys. All of those things are true. But the fact that we lost the best defensive player as of this moment in the National Football League. That is hard to replace. Not saying that. So Brad has a task in front of him anyway. And I believe that a quality edge rusher, kept us off the Super Bowl. But I am going to continue to watch this team. I'm going to root for this team. And again, for like the 5th time, this video, it is what it is. I woke up this morning. I'm not even lying. I woke up this morning and I said the Lions are not going to do anything. They're not. They might bring in. It might be like Harold Landry. That might be a guy we make a video about. But the Max Crosbys, the Myles Garretts, and all that stuff, we haven't done anything outside of drafting Aiden Hutchinson. That's all. So why would I think that Brad is going to do anything different? No lie, I have been holding and wondering, you know what, Brad, this isn't his track record, but he might surprise me. He might surprise me. He might surprise me. I am not expecting anything to happen. Based off Dan Campbell's comments yesterday and what Brad has done in the past, I'm not expecting anything. And let me just say this to you guys as we wrap the video up. I know I'm going a little long here, but it's some things I need to get off my chest. Mortgaging the future is not something we have to do. But if you look back at teams who make Super Bowls, you minus the Kansas City Chiefs, you minus the New England Patriots back in the day, maybe even the New York Giants, but they had Michael Strahan. If you make a move, it usually happens, not just a move, but the move, the move that takes you over. The Los Angeles Rams had to get Matthew Stafford. They had Aaron Donald. They had Jalen Ramsey. They had Odell Beckham. It took all of those pieces to barely beat the Bengals. And that's where they are now. Sometimes you got to make a move. Now, there are teams that don't do that and still win. The Kansas City Chiefs are one team that is built through the draft. But we lost our Chris Jones. We lost him. He's gone. And we don't have a Patrick Mahomes, right? So for me, we've got a squad capable of hopefully winning it all. I just don't know how good we're going to be with the loss of Aiden Hutchinson, how good that defense is. Do I believe our offense can carry the team? Absolutely. If the defense, here's what I'll say. And this is another thing that I've come to the conclusion. If our we've been talking about this, right? It's not the end of the world. It sucks. We've been talking about a running mate for Hutch, and now we don't have him or a running mate. Like, real. Marcus Davenport was not it, so don't kid yourself. But we still can win this thing. Our offense show what they're capable of with who they have. That's going to have to carry this team beyond a shadow of a doubt. All we've ever asked is for the defense to do just enough. So maybe this guy, Isaiah Thomas, helps us do just enough on defense, because our offense is going to have to win us games. It's going to have to carry us to the promised land and beyond. If we can get the defense to make a stop or two, which they couldn't do last year, then we win. So I'm truly over it, y'all. Like, real talk. It is what it is. We lost the best defensive player on our team and in the league. You can't replace that. Brad is not going to try. And we'll get somebody in the draft. That's how this is going to go, right? So anyway, let me know. Isaiah Thomas, breaking news, man, coming out of Detroit. Isaiah Thomas, not the point guard, but the 7th round pick to, what was it overall? Whatever it was overall. Big dude though, man, 270 pounds. So he is an inch taller than Myles Garrett and 2 pounds lighter. So maybe he can be like a Myles Garrett late round pick. I don't know, man. Hey, it's some light somewhere. I might not be able to see that the end of the tunnel, but I bet you it's a light on the other side, man. This channel is brought to you by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. Trust me, guys, I am all right. Nobody is holding me hostage. I am all right. I'm tired. It is what it is. Let's win. Let's do it. If this team need to come together, and that's another thing too. I feel like if Hutch can bring this team, the loss of Hutch can bring this team together. David Montgomery said we taking it personal. So I expect the team to do that, because I'm taking it personal. So take it personal. I expect them to do that and destroy everyone in their opposition. We might have lost Hutch, but we have definitely gained the players. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Trust me, I'm all right.